What we have here is a 1975 Pontiac Ventura. It's actually got a 1976 nose. I didn't like the 1975 nose. The 75 nose has 4 small grills. I'm obviously missing the part between the bumper and the nose. On the side, we have something very unusual for this. This is a 4.3 liter V6 out of a 1991 Chevy S10. As you can see, there's quite a bit of space between the engine and the radiator. I was going to put a mechanical fan on it, but due to the custom motor mounts, the engine is slightly raised up from the frame, and the regular fan would be a problem. I do not have the air conditioner hooked up to the car yet. Over here, the fuel pressure regulator. There's an aftermarket fuel pump on the frame rail. See where I ran all new steel lines for the fuel. It's got the serpentine belt. It's got the throttle body. The power steering lines are actually original. In here is fan control, so I can control the temperature and with the electric fans come on and off at. It's made by Derail or Durali, depending on who you're saying. Now this engine and transmission, being a throttle body, is still computer controlled. Now this car was originally a V8. I believe originally had an Oldsmobile 350. It was also originally power steering, power brakes, and air conditioning. If we walk around here, I can show people where I put the computer that runs all this. It is a factory computer with factory wiring harness modified. I did not go to the expense of buying a wiring harness from Painless Wiring, which would have been very expensive. Instead, here in the glove box is what the computer. Battery, ignition, crank, and the fan light. The fuses for it. I took a factory computer box, took the connector off of it, hooked it to this box. The factory powertrain control module is inside of here in the back with a wiring harness hooking to these lights and fuses and to the factory wiring harness. I added a wire harness coming from the car to all this. Also in here is the necessary relays for the fuel pump and such. It's all in there and it all works. And it's all hidden in the fuse box, in the glove box. Here is a factory floor console out of a 77. This was actually a bench seat car originally. I am unfortunately unable to get the Prindle for this. This is actually a shifter out of a mid to late 80s Camaro, so that I would have the proper shifter for the TH700R4. This is a 4-speed automatic. There's actually another shifter mechanism hidden inside of here to work all the proper electrical. This gauge pod is obviously aftermarket. The radio is by Retro Audio, I believe. Retro Sound.
We'll have to go to the other side to see that stuff.
All right. One of the unusual things about this car is that it has the optional fold-out side windows. As you see, she's showing some cancer, especially here. This car was parked and not driven from 1991 till, say, about November of 2013. It is also a factory hatch, which is unusual. I believe 73 was the first year for the hatch, but they never were that popular then. Aluminum slot wheels, 14-inch. Very difficult to find tires. Pretty much have to special order them. And there are more parts and such that I need for it. Obviously, it is a work in progress. The seats themselves, I got from a friend of mine after a day's work. I am unsure what the bucket seats are out of. I did not like the factory bucket seats for these cars. I did not like the looks of them. The headliner I repaired in the early 90s. I bought this car in the late 80s from a junkyard. And now we'll see it run. Starts right up and purrs like a charm. The steering wheel is also not original for this car. It's also about a 75 Firebird. But I like it better, once again, than the